With that being said, welcome to the new show on the block. Touching every topic, guaranteed to make it hot. Run them Phillip River spirals to girly running the rock. Run them lake show dunks to them game winning shots. It's a lock, it's a fact that we only spitting facts. Like who wreck a finna flop and who stay on top of that. Who the hottest of the month and who really spitting trash. Don't stress, just guess. This your favorite podcast. Everything should be dead after.
That's what he said.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending what time it is, wherever you are in the world. Listen to us right now. I am Francisco, your host with the most, aka defective_TDK on the IG, and I'm chilling with my co-host.
What's up, everybody? It's Daniel, aka Lord Pretty Rocco on that IG.
And you are now tuned in to episode 75 of With That Being Said. Episode 75.
75.
I was about to say that's Tree Nickles,
That's tree.
but that's Tree Quarters.
I almost said tree dimes.
Wow. Okay. Well, and to think that somebody entrusts us in giving back change.
For real.
Yeah. Yeah, my manager be wondering why I always be coming out over and shit. I'm like, I'm good at math, bitch.
Yeah.
Before we go anywhere, I just want to get this out the way because I feel like we either always forget to do it or we just don't mention it. We have no idea, and we really should be more on top of it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, rank, share.
4-star, 5-star.
5-star. But, you know, whatever the fuck,
everything.
be true to
Yeah.
yourself. But also, please get the word out about this podcast because we work on it hard every week, and we really appreciate it. We appreciate you guys tuning in.
Please
and
do.
there's
Share it
no way.
on Pornhub or anywhere. Honestly.
Actually, Pornhub is a good place to be sharing shit.
Yeah. You can find a lot of shit that's not porn there.
Yeah, honestly, you can.
I seen a dude ask for bath help, and he got an answer.
For bath help?
For math help.
Oh, math
Homework?
help.
Yeah.
But also, you know, episode 75, we wouldn't be here this far without you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys.
Every fucking week. But also, I think, you know, we should take the second to congratulate ourselves because it says a lot. Since we've started this thing, we haven't missed a week.
We haven't.
We haven't missed a week.
Hey.
Every week we put out a new episode.
I like it.
No matter what happens between, you know, personal issues, illness, taking time off, whatever it is. Every week we make sure to put out some content. So thank you, Daniel.
No, thank you, Francisco.
And thank you guys for listening, man. Let's get into a weekend review. How's your week been?
It's been dope. Just came back from a concert yesterday.
I feel that's why I wanted to ask you because you've had a pretty good week.
I had a good week. Yeah.
My week, like 1 to 10, and 5 being okay. Anything below 5 is bad. Anything above 5 is good. 5 being okay. How's your week been?
It's been an 8.
8, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing, Danny.
Yeah, it's 8.
Also, you don't got to show off.
I mean, what was your week like?
It was like a tree.
Like a tree?
It was a tree.
Oh, okay.
But tell me
about
though.
that.
You went to a concert. Tell me about the concert.
I went to go see Tory Flames Lanes. You know, flame emoji, because he be fire.
He do be good.
It was Tory Lanez and Friends, his Chicks Tape live tour. So obviously he just released his Chicks Tape 5.
Yep.
Recently. He performed it almost in full. He also had a lot of special guests. Chris Brown, T-Pain, Ty Dolla, Rich the Kid.
And these were
Snoop Dogg.
a lot of the features on the album, right?
Yes, exactly. So basically a lot of the features that were on his Chicks Tape, he came out with. Great performance. He not only performed that, he performed some older stuff, some Chicks Tape 4 stuff, some 3, some other stuff from New Toronto.
Yeah.
It was really, really dope performance, honestly.
I've seen Tory perform once, but besides that, I've seen like highlights of his tour, and he's definitely high energy. He's a good performer.
For sure, definitely. Something that I really liked that he did was that obviously he sampled a lot of songs in his Chicks Tape. All of them were samples.
Yeah, was the purpose of the Chicks Tape, yeah.
But what he did was that he would either start the song with his version or start the song with the artist's version, and then would go into his version and vice versa. So he started off with the sample with "Beautiful" by Snoop Dogg, and in the middle of his performance of his version, he just like, no, wait, hold up, we gotta do this shit right. And he plays the actual original version. Then Snoop Dogg came out. Everybody got lit as fuck.
I'm sorry, what song was this?
For Beautiful, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I think for the T-Pain song with Jerry Sprunger, it was T-Pain came out and then he finished it off with Jerry Sprunger. Like, it was super dope.
Okay. I see.
It was dope as fuck. It's honestly a great performance. Hollywood Palladium. It's a smaller venue, so it was dope.
Yeah, I think I've only been in there once.
Yeah, I've been there twice to see. I saw Dave Chappelle there.
Really?
Yeah, I was blessed to see him. And you know the one on Netflix, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he talks about seeing OJ.
Yeah, I remember because you
Yeah.
made me feel dumb.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know if you remember this story,
I don't.
but I vividly remember this story because you made me feel dumb.
So you like it's like one of those. It's just
Because
it's in your brain.
yeah, because you went and I remember you went, but you guys have to understand that from the time of filming to the time something's released, there's a long gap in between that.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a long gap in between production, editing, advertising, promoting, and all that goes into it. So Danny goes to that show, and I remember him telling me he was gonna go. Him and a couple of friends are gonna go. Cool. Months later, maybe like 6 months later, it comes out, gets released. I want to say it might even been longer than 6 months, and it gets released. And I'm like, yo, Danny, like, did you see the Dave Chappelle special? And you just gave me this stupid look. And I'm like, what? And you're like, I went to it. And I was like, oh, sorry.
Because I told you I went.
But
to
I was
it.
supposed to remember.
Oh, I remember still. You tell me.
Like, what? Name one thing you remember I told you.
Your birthday.
That's etched in your brain.
What else?
That has traumatically scarred you. Nothing. That's what I'm trying to get at.
I'm just saying. I felt like you like, damn, bro. Like, you don't really pay attention to me.
I
That's
do
how
pay
That's
attention.
how I felt like.
But my mind just operates at such a high caliber, such a high frequency that it's easy for things to get lost in the shuffle. That's all I'm saying.
You just have to go back a little bit into the files, and then you'll find it.
You ever seen the movie Limitless?
Yes. No, I
Based
haven't.
on a true story.
That's the one that like you take a pill, whatever.
Yeah, and like you're allowed to use a bigger part of your brain or whatever the fuck it is. Whatever. I didn't like the
That's
movie
false,
anyways.
by the way. We use 100% of our brains all the time.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, because
Yeah.
you know people always say you only use 10%
it's
or whatever.
false.
Really,
Yeah,
100%?
100%.
But how would you know if you were really using 100%
How
until you
do we
actually
know-
use?
Yeah, how do we actually know?
That's what I'm
that we're
saying,
Using it,
you
but
know?
I don't know.
It's like one of those things where it's like, whoa, when you think about it, the brain actually named itself.
Mm-hmm. What if the brain is finessing itself? The brain's trying to finesse us. We don't want them to know that.
I mean, we're going down a slippery road right now, Danny. And as much as I like this conversation, there's something that I want to get out the way. You know, I like Tori,
Yes.
and you know that I like you, man.
Okay. Uh-huh.
But you know I like Nat.
Okay.
Nat's the homie. Shout out Nat.
Shout out Nat.
But what I doesn't like,
What?
what I don't like, shout out Chief Keef. That's that shit I don't like. Is when people just do an autobiographical film,
A documentary?
a documentary of themselves at a concert, and they just snap, IG story.
You don't like that.
I don't like that, but I like the fact you were having a good time though. I do like that.
Look. You know, I don't mind it. I think I remember like probably talking shit about it, but then I'm like, honestly.
No, at one point, me and you definitely
Like-
used to talk about people that did that.
Yeah.
But now you're people that do that.
I know, and it's weird because I've never done it. Like the thing is, that's the type of show that like I am a Tory Lanez fan, but I'm not a huge fan. So I was like, oh, I can record this. Like when I go see,
Plus, you have all those special guests.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's cool. When I really want to go see somebody and like I'm dying to see that person, I really don't record because I just want to take it in myself.
No, I'm just talking shit.
And I know, but nah.
But it's a valid point, huh?
It is. I feel that. But hey, you know what? The people that couldn't go, they kind of felt like they went.
You know what? I did feel like I was there.
You're like, okay, oh, he performed this.
And I was annoyed. You know why?
Why?
Because I could feel everybody around me. I'm like, I got no space to fucking move. And I'm laying
was
in
hype
bed and I'm
fuck.
like, I ain't got no space to fucking move. Everybody's sweaty as fuck.
It was dope.
It
was
smells
super
a little
dope.
bit in there, but it's fine.
It's all good.
It's fine. Yeah, I mean, even me, like when I go to shows, I'll take 1 or 2 pictures, I'll take 1 or 2 videos or whatever, but I just can't be on my phone. I think part of me is because like I want to enjoy being there in the moment, which I'm not saying other people don't. It's fine. Everybody can enjoy it in their own way. I'm not trying to be super fucking, what's the correct word?
I don't know actually.
For lack of vocabulary, you guys can fill it in yourself.
Uh-huh.
I'm not trying to be super judgmental or nothing like that. Everybody can enjoy the show however the fuck they want to enjoy the show. But I'm saying for me, I think at the back of my mind, it's like, damn, bro, you paid for your ticket to be on your phone. You could have been at fucking home.
Like you got like exactly like you're watching it through your fucking screen. Like what's the point?
Yeah.
No.
And I just don't want to do that. I'd rather not do
I
that.
agree. I feel the same way. again, like when I go to shows that I'm crazy about, I literally don't pull out my phone. Maybe like one video, that's it, and then I'm just there watching, just feeling everything because.
Doug, you don't you don't pull out your phone because you don't pull out, and that's why you be feeling everything.
Oh, okay. Well, I got no kids, so obviously.
Well, you might want to go get checked out then.
Oh.
You might want to get that checked out, or you know what? This Father's Day, be waiting by the mailbox.
Oh, imagine.
You know what? I always make that joke. Like when people ask me, they're like, "Oh, do you have any kids?" And I'm like, "No, but every Father's Day, I'm way by the mailbox." And people laugh, you know, because it's like it's not hilarious, but it's like that's a chuckle joke, right? It's a chuckle joke, but like people don't take the time to think like Father's Day is always on a Sunday.
Yeah,
But you don't get mail.
No, you don't get mail on Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they don't think about that.
Went over their heads.
But it's a chuckle joke, you know.
Yeah.
And then that's when I walk away feeling dominant, like superior.
Okay,
And I'm like, they didn't catch
so
that.
it's all about being superior.
Because my mind is racing at a high caliber, Daniel.
Limitless, relax.
That's all I'm saying, dog.
Imagine if you took a pill.
I mean, I have, but for what? But for what? What are we talking about here?
Viagra?
It's about to be a different show. You know, I've never taken it, but have you ever had the curiosity of taking one?
I literally just had a conversation with my friends about this. That I've never done it before, but I want to do it just to see like what happens.
I mean, if it lasts longer than 4 hours, you call a doctor, right?
But what if I want it to last longer than 4 hours?
No, honestly, like I hate that they say that. If it lasts longer than 4 hours, call a doctor. Because for me, honestly, like after an hour, I'm like, what am I gonna do with this thing?
I feel you.
What am I gonna do? You want me to wait another 3 hours before I call somebody?
Like, hey, after 45 minutes, like nah, like I'm good.
You guys got something to deflate this or what? What are we working on? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if I ever go with a porn star, I would for sure take Viagra before. Is that a performance enhancing drug?
It is a performance enhancing drug for sure, 100%. That and Cialis are on the ban list.
Okay.
But are you saying you would take it every time or like the first couple times?
I don't know. I mean, it's a porn star, so she knows what she's doing. I obviously don't know what I'm doing. So.
I would say like the first couple of times, but I'm not gonna be taking that shit every time.
Single time.
Like, everybody be honest with yourself. Like after a while, like things start to chafe. Like after a while, shit is not. Are we even in here for pleasure, or are we in here trying to beat a record? Like, what are we doing?
Hey, we're trying to put up numbers.
We're
here,
trying
bro.
to, and I'm about that life.
Hey,
Mama mentality,
bro.
Mama mentality. And also, side note, I like the fact that we've gotten to a point where we could joke about that, but. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing that shit every fucking time now. Maybe I understand the first couple times because you're insecure about like who she's been with and what they've been able to do, and it's like, oh, I have to compete. You don't have to win the game; you have to compete.
Yeah, you do gotta win.
No,
No?
There's no way. Have you seen some of
That's
these guys?
true.
You've been on porn, and I'm not trying to say nothing about you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I've been around the block a couple times.
I feel you. No, it's true. You just gotta stay in the game.
You just
can't
can't
get blown out.
You just
can't get
can't
blown
lose
out.
by 20. We
Yeah,
can
yeah.
lose by 15, 13.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can't lose by 20 though.
I feel it.
And I like the fact that there's definitely a couple guys listening to this in their car right now and they're laughing because they're definitely like, fuck, I feel it. He's fucking right. We can't lose by 20, man. I don't know how we got here, but
What we got here?
let
We're
me
here
take
now.
let me take the side route back to Tori on the Chicks tape. If you guys have never heard Chicks Tape 5, he does use a lot of R&B hip hop samples, but most of them are from the early 2000s. And like you said, he had a lot of special guests that were on the album. So that music was from the early 2000s, right? Well, there's a festival going on this summer, and I know you're going to be attending, Danny, and it's called the Lovers and Friends Festival. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You just got your tickets.
Yes, I did. Shout out to With That Being Said podcast for sponsoring me.
You know what? We do what we can, man.
Thank you.
We do what we can.
Thank you.
But if you get to the front gate and your ticket don't go through, I'm off that night, man. Don't be hitting my line. Now, did you get? Because the show was putting up for one night. Did you get both nights?
I got. Well, it's I think each night is like it's the same night. Like it's Friday, Saturday.
It's the same set?
Same set for each
Same
night.
set?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Because it's definitely not the same night because, you know, that's crazy.
Well, it says same night on the ticket.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know what you guys got me.
Well, let's talk about some of the people that are going to be there. You're going to see Lauryn Hill, Usher, baby.
Usher, baby.
Usher, Ludacris, and Lil Jon, which basically the festival's named after.
Which is funny. I was like, oh, they really had to do that.
They have to.
And would they perform Lovers and Friends?
Oh, 100%.
They perform
I
like
would
3
be
times?
pissed if I go to the Lovers and Friends festival and they don't perform Lovers and Friends. I'd be upset.
Is that the first song or the last song?
The last song.
Last song?
For sure.
Okay.
Unless what they would do is they have speakers at the entrance when you're walking in,
And, it's just
and that song's playing in the background, and then they don't have to perform it at all the rest of the night.
Oh my!
As long as I heard it at one point. Besides that, they got Janae Aiko, which you're not a fan of. We've talked about it on this show. You are who you are.
Wait,
that's
whoa!
What?
Not that I'm not a fan. I just don't like her live performance.
yeah. That's not what I said.
No, not at all. Actually,
I felt like that's what.
no.
Okay, I apologize. That's me. You're gonna see Teddy Payne, who you just saw last night. You're gonna see Nelly stomping in his Air Force Ones.
Okay.
Hopefully, when you run into Sean Paul, you can give him the light, cause he
Oh.
always be asking, "Yo, give me the light and pass the draw." You're hopefully you don't die that night. Do you know why?
Why?
Cause it's gonna be murder. Ja Rule gonna be in that bitch.
Hey, did you practice this?
No, I'm actually going through it off top. And hopefully by the end of the night, you be dancing so much, you be sweating, and you lose some weight, and you look like the new Fat Joe, because he's also going to be there.
Okay.
Pretty good off the top of my head,
Hey, not bad. Not
if
bad.
I'm going to say so. But yeah, it's a lot of acts, and it's a lot of early 2000s, even some late 90s music.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. Mrs. Lauryn Hill is gonna be headlining.
Yeah. Mention that.
I honestly excited as fuck. I bought my ticket today, or I didn't buy it. I put it on the company card because we got that now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm going Friday. So if anybody wants to join me, I'm going on the first day because apparently our company couldn't get the second day. I
No,
don't know.
there was the website shut down.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, we were aiming for the
You were
second day.
trying for Saturday,
Yeah.
right?
And then it said same night, and I was like, that's
oh,
weird.
okay. Oh, okay, for sure. I asked for VIP too, but I don't know what will happen.
I know what happened.
Okay.
I put Jerry in charge of that, and Jerry's not good with stuff like that.
So he just forgot the whole VIP part.
Maybe. Did you write it down?
I did.
Well, you have sloppy handwriting, obviously. I
put
told
it
you
on the
type
post-
it and send it
I
in.
put on the post-it.
No, you can't do that. Is there any act that you're particularly excited to see?
I want to see Usher. I hope he has. I'm assuming he's gonna have a solo set, a small solo set.
Yeah.
That's probably the first person I thought of. Like, oh, for sure, because I've never seen him live. And
I've seen him once. He was really good.
Yeah. Honestly, I want to see T-Pain because all the bangers.
Definitely.
And low key, I heard that Ja Rule wasn't good live, so I want to see Ja Rule.
That he wasn't good live?
He wasn't good live. So I just want to see what happens.
Well, he might fire festival you. He might not show up. Yeah, but I'm borderline because I see a lot of people are going, so I'm iffy about
And Drew
trying to
Hill's
go.
gonna be there.
Drew Hill?
Yeah,
That's dope.
that's dope.
I never really got into them, but that's dope.
I like Cisco, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple acts that I'd be excited to see, and then now that I see that people are actually confirming and purchasing tickets, I might throw another ticket on that company card, man. I'm thinking about it.
Hey man, I just want to know what Frankie J's gonna play because he's on here too.
He got all the 2 songs.
He
No?
has all the 2 songs.
Well, hopefully he only has an 8-minute set.
And he is on the bottom.
He's gonna stretch it to a 10-minute because wait for applause. You know what I'm saying? Wait for applause. Danny, recently, maybe 2-3 days ago, I recently watched a documentary that I had heard about, and it piqued my interest, but I just didn't have time to get around to it. So I finally sat down and watched it. It's a 3-episode documentary. Each episode's about an hour long, and it's called "Don't Fuck with Cats." Are you familiar?
I am actually.
Good. For anybody who's not familiar, this documentary is about people who spend a lot of time on the internet, mostly Facebook, and somebody uploads a video of them torturing kittens, baby kittens. Now, some of the stuff we're going to talk about is a bit gruesome, so hopefully you guys can handle it. Hopefully nobody gets offended or starts to feel away, but this is stuff that happened. The guy plays with kittens, and he puts them into a plastic bag that is for the purpose of being vacuum sealed.
Like the ones that you put your clothes in.
Yes. So then he connects the hose and he vacuum seals it. He pulls all the air out and the 2 kittens die in the bag. Obviously, this video goes viral, starts a ruckus, and so many people are like, this is so fucked up, and we need to find out
Who this person is.
who's responsible for doing shit like this. And there's a group that starts, and people want to know. They want to bring this person to justice. But at this point, nobody, as far as authority, like police department or anything, they're not taking it serious, or at least they're not bringing no attention to it.
Yeah.
So this group, I found it really interesting how they take it upon themselves to start tracking down and looking at every little bit of the video, looking for clues, looking for, face and all this stuff. And they start trying to track this guy down. Eventually, time passes by, and the guy decides to post another video. And correct me if I'm wrong. The second video, he drowns a kitten, right?
Yes, but I don't know if the water was boiling or hot or something, and he was like doing that, like dipping the cat in.
Okay.
But for sure he does.
I
drown
might have
it.
missed that part, but for sure he does drown the
Yeah.
kitten. Basically, he tapes the kitten onto like a mop handle and dips it into the bathtub. Now, the documentary doesn't show these videos in their entirety, but they show just enough so you can get it. And then obviously there's people who talk about it, who watch the videos and rewatch the videos. Obviously, at this point, this guy is not going to stop.
Yeah.
He's seeking the attention to the point where he's trolling other people in this group and, kind of giving them the middle finger, like, try and find me. Before we go any further, did you enjoy the documentary?
I did, but I was so uncomfortable watching it.
It's not.
It's like I was.
A sane person shouldn't feel comfortable watching
I felt literally so uncomfortable. It was like, why am I watching this? But like, I want to fucking finish this. But like,
because
like,
you want to
was-
see what happened.
It was just so it was so cringy, especially like, excuse me, after the first video. Because at first I thought they were gonna show the actual video of him like.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And so I was literally like looking away, like, oh fuck, like it just made me feel.
Yeah, you didn't want to watch it.
And then obviously they showed the second video, and I kind of knew they weren't gonna show it, but I still felt like that squeamish, that
The
like,
anxiety
that just,
of like,
it was just nasty. But yeah, I enjoyed it, but very, very, very uncomfortable. And I can't. I love animals, but I'm not a big animal
lover,
so-
activist.
Exactly. So I can't even imagine how somebody who loves animals like that,
Yeah.
that wouldn't let their dog sleep on the floor, would he feel about watching that?
Oh yeah, I mean those videos definitely brought tears to people.
Yeah,
like people
for
were
sure.
breaking down watching those videos. So at this point, the whole time this guy's playing a game with everybody who's trying to find him. He gets to a third video, and you see him playing with a kitten on the bed, and then you finally realize that in the background, there's a big fucking boa constrictor anaconda fucking snake in the back, and then you see him basically feed the kitten to the snake. Oh my god, that video. Again, they don't show the whole thing in its entirety. They show you just enough to let your imagination run. But damn, that video it made me squeamish.
It's weird because that one didn't make me squeamish, only because to me it's just like nature, like that happens in nature.
Yeah.
So it kind of didn't make me feel as bad.
Yeah.
But the act of him doing that, like,
That's the thing. It happens in nature, but that wasn't natural.
but that wasn't natural. Like
Yeah.
that was the fact that he did that. Like I still wouldn't want to watch it. Like if someone
That video? No, I wouldn't wanna watch that video.
Look, I've seen us. I have a friend that has a snake, and we feed it little mice. But obviously, like that's what they eat in the fucking wild.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
they do their thing.
Yeah.
But like
You're not
other than
feeding them
that,
fucking kittens and puppies.
dogs. Yeah, exactly. Which is just absolutely disturbing.
So the whole time while we're talking about these videos are being released, there's this group who's trying to hunt this guy down. And when I say they're rewatching these videos, they're looking for things in the background. They're looking for the shape of the outlet. They're looking for the doorknobs. There was one that had a vacuum in it, so they go and find what manufacturer makes that vacuum and what model it is, because they're trying to track this guy down. I mean, it's the internet. He could be anywhere in the world. And, eventually this guy, spoiler alert for anybody who's going to watch this documentary, you might want to skip a couple minutes ahead, but for anybody who's not, this guy moves up to kill a person. And that's when, finally the body gets found, and that's when the authorities start to get involved. But it gets to the point where, the police and Interpol reached out to this Facebook group of like, what information do you guys have? You guys have been following him for 2 years now. Give us everything that you've gathered. So they actually came in handy.
Yeah.
And they're not I guess they're upset that it took that long for the authorities to take notice. But also they're kind of like smug about it. It's like finally, like here you go. About time you guys catch on. And I want to leave it right there for anybody who's going to watch it. I don't want to get into the rest of it.
Perfect. That's fine.
But the person who's behind everything is a very interesting character, to say the least. I think he's pretty fucking smart. But he's so self-centered. and that's what you need to watch, because that was probably the most interesting part to me.
Yeah, it's just again, it's funny because my boss told me about this documentary, and I was like, I got home from work that same night. You know, fuck it, I'm gonna watch it. He told me it was 3-part docu, and I was like, I'll watch the first episode before I go to sleep.
Right.
Obviously, I played myself because I stayed up till 3:30 in the morning watching the whole fucking series.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I watched it all in one sitting.
Yeah, I was like,
I wanted to get through it. I wanted to see what happened.
Yeah, like I want to see what happened with this dude. But again, I think you should watch it. Listeners, definitely watch it. But if you are squeamish, it is a little it is tough to watch. 100% tough to watch. So
Yeah. Well, let's fucking 180 this bitch, man. Let's get happy.
Let's do it.
We out here selling the birthday from earlier this week, which was 19?
19.
February 19th. Dr. Motherfucking Dre. Andre Young, dog. And when you talk about him, you have to take his body of work is so fucking crazy. It's so massive.
18th, by the way. Sorry.
18th.
Yeah.
Because it's not only his music, but it's his features, it's his production on other people's music, it's his influence, and it's just his legacy is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So we definitely have to take note of his birthday. Talking about his music, he only has 3 albums. All great. Easy.
Great.
The Chronic, 2001, and Compton. Personally, I enjoy all 3 of those albums.
I can run it back, front to back, all 3 straight.
Yeah, I would say there's no skips, and if there are, they're fucking limited.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking limited. Obviously the head of Aftermath, which was a smaller branch off of Interscope, and the acts that were on Aftermath, obviously himself, Eminem, Kendrick, and the Black Hippie affiliates. You got Anderson .Paak, and that's who's on it like now. You have people who used to be on it. You have acts like 50, Busta Rhymes, The Game, Raekwon, Eve, and Rakim. Like, the roster is just fucking impeccable.
Yeah.
Even Joel Ortiz, which we were talking about off air a little bit earlier. So obviously, besides his own albums, you talk about albums that he's been a major influence or a major player, a major piece in putting together and releasing. The Slim Shady LP, Get Rich or Die Trying, the documentary, to name a few. And those are hip-hop classics.
Yeah.
Though I don't care. Nobody can tell me them. Those are hip-hop classics. And those are all under his belt, besides his own. Besides that, that's how big of a player he fucking is. And Danny, you wanted to talk about, or you wanted to come up with a list, correct?
Yeah, I wanted to come with a list of our favorite Dr. Dre songs. So it could be like a produced song. It could be him on it. It could be him on a feature. And like trying to make this list, like I was like, fuck, because I wanted to do 5. I said 5 for both of us, 5 each. I'm like, damn, this is hard. Like,
It really is.
like you really got to look through it.
And it's tough, especially because, like I said, his influence or his touch or his outreach is so fucking massive.
Yeah.
So you want to start? Did you number them? Did you go 1 through 5?
No, I just did 5.
Okay, perfect. Me too then.
Okay. So my first one is Deep Cover with him and Snoop.
Yes, perfect.
Absolutely have to.
Perfect. I was trying to do mine 1 through 5. So therefore, for my 5, I had a tie at my 5.
Uh-huh.
And it was 2 songs that he produced, but I feel like not only are they good songs, but as soon as you hear the beat, which was what he did, as soon as you hear the beat, those songs are recognizable. And they fucking set the mood for wherever the fuck you at.
Okay.
Those 2 songs, Let Me Blow Your Mind by Eve and Break Your Neck by Busta Rhymes.
Wow.
Come on.
Fire.
And that's my 5, son.
That's your 5.
That's my 5, son.
Damn. So my next one, it's from 2001. It's what's the difference with him, Exhibit, Eminem, Fire. Honestly, Exhibit's verse in that song is one of my favorite verses.
Completely agree. Eminem too, and that's why that song also made my 5.
Oh, nice.
Also made my 5.
Nice.
For my 4, I had Let Me Ride off the Chronic. Let Me Ride is fucking classic.
I love that song, and I love it so much that I also have it on my
nice.
5.
And that music video is fucking West Coast to the T.
Yes, bro.
Especially at that time. So for sure, that's my 4.
Okay. My next one is "Fuck with Dre Day," because of course I had to put Dre Day on there.
That was debatable for me, but I feel you.
Yeah, no, honestly, one of my favorite songs. That I think the Chronic. I don't know. Like if I had to choose between 2001 and the Chronic, I might lean the Chronic, but again, it's interchangeable. But that's why I put that one on there.
Yeah. So my 3 was what's the difference, which you just spoke about, and outstanding performances by both Exhibit and Eminem. Exhibit really held his own on that song, which is tough to do when you have Eminem on the same track as you. But the visuals you get from Eminem's verse, are fucking crazy. So I fucking love that song for sure.
All right. So since we said let me right already, my last one is a little bit of a wild card, but it's "Say What You Say" off the Eminem show.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the song because him and Eminem just go back and forth throughout the whole song, just adding people, going at their heads. And it's and obviously the beat hard as fuck. And on Eminem show is probably one of my favorite Eminem albums too. On top of that,
Okay. My 2 and my 1 are how I mentioned with my 5 that the beat, as soon as it comes on, you just recognize, you know where the fuck you at. And my 2 is one of Tupac's best performances. It's "West Side Till You Die." It's "Makes You Proud to Be From California." It's California love, dog. And oh my goodness, that's a fucking. You talking about setting the night off?
Yeah.
I don't care where the fuck you at. I don't care where the fuck you at.
In Sacktown.
Oh, bro.
Bay Area to Sacktown.
Bro, even then, I'm talking more like, I don't care if you in a whip on the way. I don't care, on the way to the function. I don't care if you at the function. I don't care if you getting ready for the function. I don't care. Like, that shit come on.
I feel it.
You better come correct, dog.
I feel it.
And then my number 1 is more of a heartfelt joint to me. The song isn't, but it brings memories for me. But once again, that beat hits. You know what it is, dog. Keep the heads ringing off of the Friday soundtrack.
I almost threw that in here.
That one will always bring back good memories for me. So that had to be my number 1. And it's fucking Dre to the fullest. And like how we talked about him, his influence, his reach, that's not on his album. That's not on one of the artists he signed album. That's off of a soundtrack to a hood classic, to a culture classic, Friday. So like Dre's influence, Dre's touch, Dre's reach has to be celebrated.
No, definitely. What's crazy is that I have an honorable mention too on here that I want to throw in.
Talk to me.
Symphony in X Major by Exhibit featuring Dr. Dre.
X to the Z.
Another one that I feel like I want to put some respect on Exhibit's name. I feel like he doesn't get talked about a lot.
Yep.
But we're talking about Dre here, and
but you can speak your truth, player.
Hey, Exhibit, fire verses. On even when he did on Compton, he
Loose
had
Cannons.
Loose Cannons. Oh my god, like
Body.
everything about him. But back to Dre, one of my favorite producer rapper of all time. Honestly, dude, like everything about him, I absolutely love. I mean, I copped his Beats headphones when he dropped them back in the day.
I remember.
Like I was super. It's all about Dre, honestly. And shout out to him, man, for honestly influencing everyone from everybody, man.
Yeah,
everyone
from the fucking NWA days to fucking, the DLC to The Firm to M and Kendrick to anybody that you want to fucking mention looks up to him, dog.
And it's crazy that we've mentioned songs and we didn't even bring up Explosive, the next episode. Like,
Still DRE.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
The
crazy.
Watcher.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like he has the Midas touch. He really does.
For sure. So fucking happy birthday to fucking Dr. Dre, dog.
Happy birthday.
That boy getting old as fuck, though. I'll tell you that much.
He's like 55.
Well, he's definitely something. He doing double nickel. He's definitely something. Dog.
Oh, okay. So now you know what nickels are? 5. All right, cool.
At this point in the show, I do. Yeah.
All right, for sure.
Danny, let's talk some fucking hoops because we've gone the whole week without basketball.
Yeah, it's been rough.
Honestly,
it's been
rough. It has. But let's talk about the Lakers because we have some news today. Markieff Morris has been bought out by the Detroit Pistons, and it appears that the Los Angeles Lakers are the favorite to land him. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, so Markieff Morris is averaging 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Not the best numbers, but that's not what we need him for.
Exactly.
We need him to come on this team and contribute. He's shooting 42% from behind the three, which is amazing. It adds another shooter to our roster, and it helps with the floor spacing, especially when you think about how many times are, LeBron, Anthony Davis in the pick and roll, and who's ever playing center doesn't know where to stand because they can't go all the way out to the three. They're a little bit in the way in that mid-range section. You have Markieff Morris, not necessarily playing the 5, but being a forward out there instead of having a big lineup. It's another shooter you can add. So the floor spacing is amazing. But you're also bringing a 6'10 forward who's an aggressive rebounder, and his defensive versatility is what we need.
Definitely, he can guard the wing.
He can guard the wing. He can guard power forwards and, centers who are a little bit undersized. He's super comfortable there. And you have to think about stuff like that when it comes to the finals, because that's where we want to be.
Yeah.
Or on the way to the finals. Everybody thinks, Lakers Clippers is a matchup that is destined to happen in the Western Conference Finals. Okay, who are we going to be playing? We're going to be playing against Kawhi and PG. And realistically, on our team right now, if you're not counting Markieff Morris, because he's not official yet, you have LeBron and Danny Green, who are pretty much comfortable changing off those guys, but that's really about it. So Markieff Morris would definitely be a big factor. You look to the finals, you see a guy like Giannis. We need somebody who's going to be tough. I'm not saying he's going to shut him down, but you need somebody who's going to slow him down. Because Giannis is right now, it definitely looks like he's coasting his way to the fucking finals in the East. You add a guy like Markieff Morris, it moves Kyle Kuzma, or it leaves him more able to play more minutes at the small forward off the bench. Because I feel like a lot of times he's playing powered for us, and he's I don't want to say undersized, but he just doesn't have the mass yet. He's not strong enough to be guarding guys like that. So you'll move Kyle Kuzma to a more comfortable position, and that's defensive purposes coming off the bench, and it helps tighten up the rotation. After the All-Star break, there's 30 games left before we get to the playoffs.
Yeah, man.
And it's about time you start tightening up, players who you can trust and who you're going to use in what situations. So he's gonna help give you somebody that you can lean on and somebody you can trust for Frank Vogel. So when that becomes official, because we're speaking into existence and we're putting positivity out there, it's gonna be a great pickup. Unfortunately, because of that, we have to waive somebody to be able to make space, and that person looks like it's gonna be DeMarcus Cousins. You broke the news to me, Danny.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about that?
Taking my personal emotions aside, I don't like the move. I get that we need to make a roster move, but there's other people that we could waive. Jared Dudley.
I didn't say it.
I don't know. Someone took over my headphones and started saying stuff. I don't know. But I don't like it just because, again, DeMarcus. Yes, he's been injured. He could. I mean, not even could. From what I was hearing, he was gonna be back for the playoffs.
Right.
And he gives us another big that can shoot the three, that can pound the paint, that can distribute the ball. Or at least that's what he could have done for us. But now it's looking like he's being waived. I don't like the move. I guess I think we talked about it before the show. If it was the only way to be able to pay Markieff Morris, then I guess fuck it, you got to do what you got to do. But it's just weird to me. It's a weird move.
Yeah, no disrespect to anybody, but I would have preferred for it definitely to be either a Jared Dudley or a Troy Daniels, or even, forbid me from saying this, but even a fucking Alex Caruso, even if it had to be him. Just because DeMarcus Cousins is a big, but when you look at the bigs we have, he has a different style of play. He can play at a different pace, and he has a lot to contribute to a team if he's focused and wants to win, which everybody felt like he was.
Definitely.
So it's unfortunate to see, but also with his injury history, I guess the Lakers weren't willing to bet on it. But I definitely felt like Markieff and DeMarcus Cousins were two pieces to help put us over that bump, help put us over that hill, and really make us championship favorites. Because right now a lot of people want to say that we are the favorites. I don't see it that way.
I still feel like we're the favorites only because we know what we are. Like the Lakers have their identity already, and I feel like the Clippers don't yet.
But I'm not thinking about the Clippers.
You're thinking, just in general. You're thinking about like what Denver.
No, the Bucks.
Oh,
I think the Bucks. The Bucks should be. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you're speaking about identity, the Bucks know who the fuck they are.
But is that because they're playing against East teams or?
Yeah, I don't think it's really fair to have that conversation anymore. just because there are surprise teams out of the East now.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's really fair to be able to blame it on their schedule or their strength of schedule. At the end of the day, they're fucking winning games. They're still in single-digit losses, and there's only 30 games left in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely have to respect that. They have Giannis, who's playing at an MVP caliber. They added shooters on top of that. They have guys who are willing to play defense and know their role. They know that they're here to make Giannis better, that they're here to help Giannis get that chip. So that team is fucking dangerous. I think they should definitely be the favorite over us right now.
Interesting. What about over the Clippers?
Yeah. I think it's just the Bucks ahead of us.
Just the Bucks?
Just the
Okay.
Bucks ahead of us.
Okay.
Maybe you start looking at some dark horses, but I want to talk about that in a minute. Let's go ahead and talk about tonight's game. Right, we're getting back in action after the All-Star break. The Lakers are 41-12. Danny, that's good enough for
First place.
first place in the West. You need to mention that
I know.
because in the league, it's the Milwaukee Bucks. Tonight we're taking on the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies are 28-27, one game above 500, but that's good enough for 8th in the West. The Grizzlies are playing with a chip on their shoulder. They're playing like they have something to prove, and a talented team that plays like that is very dangerous.
Definitely.
Don't get me wrong. In a series, right now we're the 1, they're the 8. If the playoffs were to start, we're gonna beat them no problem in a series. But in a one game, you never know. It really depends on who shows up to play.
No, definitely. These games mean way more to them than they do to us.
Yes, and especially in that race to make the playoffs. The Memphis Grizzlies are a surprise this year. If they can make the playoffs, put it this way. They don't even have to make the playoffs. They could finish in the 9th seed, in the 10th seed, and I think the season's already a victory for them. If you look at it from the terms of what they were expected to do at the beginning of the season. Right now, they have to make the playoffs in order for people to feel good.
No, definitely.
But if you're looking at it from the point of before the season started, nobody expected them to be playing this at this high of a clip, especially after Mike Conley left. Nobody expected this from him. So you have some young guys who are talented, who are hungry. They're going to be dangerous, at least for a game or two. But in a playoff series, it's not going to be a sweat, at least not for us. On Sunday, we're taking on the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics are 38-18, and that's 3rd in the East. They're only a couple games behind the number 2. And that's really what they're trying for, because they're not going to catch Milwaukee at the 1.
Definitely not. No.
They're not. I feel like the Celtics are a dark horse championship contender.
I think so too. I think definitely. I agree 100%.
Because how we were talking about the Lakers Bucks being championship favorites, in my mind, there's always going to be about 4 or 5 teams that are really championship contenders. The other guys they're strong playoff teams, but are they championship contenders? To me, the Boston Celtics are probably the 4th or that 5th team in my mind. So you keep them in there too, right?
I agree. Definitely.
You have them 4 or 5. Like, what teams do you put ahead of them, or where do you have them? Because I have the Bucks and the Lakers 1, 2.
I think they have an outside chance of being like a finals contender. Like they can it'd be an upset. It wouldn't be an upset. It wouldn't be a crazy like what the fuck like
100% agree.
Yeah, like not a March Madness 16-1 upset.
Yes.
But definitely I'd be like, oh fuck. But also like damn, they're a good team. Like I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But I definitely feel like because they're such a young team that they have to end the season on a high note. They can't go in losing the last couple of games or anything like that. With a veteran team, you can do that because what we spoke about, identity. You know who you are and you know what you can do. With the young team, they have to go in these last 30 games. They need to get 18 of these last 30 in order for them to go in confident and feel like we can beat this Bucks team that's ahead of us. On Tuesday, we're taking on the Pelicans. The Pelicans are 23-32. That's good enough for 11th in the West. For the rest of the season, the Pelicans are going to be a highlight reel for the rest of the season. You're going to see the highlights. But truth be told, when you look at how this team breaks down, there's just not enough experience to turn around the season. And realistically, they should have been what the Grizzlies are.
Yeah.
They should have been. Before the season started, I remember you saying that they were going to make the playoffs.
I thought so too, obviously.
No, you thought so too. You said I didn't say it.
Okay, I did.
No, don't.
Okay,
I thought so too. I did not say that.
I feel you. Okay, go ahead. No, you're good.
They should be what the Grizzlies are. When you talk about young guys with a plethora of talent, with a cornucopia of upside. God damn, I sound like Stephen A. Smith out this bitch.
Whoa. But also, Zion kind of got injured.
Yeah, but even then, if you take him away, that team is super talented with young pieces.
But what I'm saying is that I feel like if Zion wasn't injured, they probably would be fighting for that 8th seed.
Well, we'll see because we have these last 30 games to go, so we'll see what they can do with it.
They would have been in a better spot.
They're in 11th, so we'll see if they can make it up to 9.
Yeah.
But they're probably not making the playoffs, right? And it's just gonna be from lack of experience. That's it. That's all it is. And then on Thursday, we take on the Warriors, who are 12-44. That's good enough for 15th in the West.
AKA last.
AKA last. AKA last. What can you say? Fucking tank mode. They're throwing this season away. It's okay. It's okay.
They're really about to come out with the first pick.
I don't think so, but I mean,
Bad
if they
karma?
do, don't
Bad
care.
karma?
Don't care. So including tonight's game, we got 4 games before the next episode. We need to go 3-1.
Okay.
I'm liking 4-0, but we need 3-1.
Okay.
Okay, Danny.
I don't hate it. I mean, I think we can go 4-0.
I like that very much. So as you guys know, they have now rescheduled the game against the Clippers. It's been moved to April 9th. What I don't like is that that'll be the 3rd game of a back-to-back for us.
Oh, is it? Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
So we're playing April 7th, we're playing April 8th, and then on April 9th, we're taking on the Clippers. I don't like that. I feel like the NBA kind of screwed us on that one. The Clippers are 37-18 as of right now. That's good enough for 3rd in the West. Down the stretch of the season, all these games are going to have playoff implications. All the games between the Clippers and the Lakers, because realistically, the first place is only 4 games ahead of 3rd.
Yeah.
So it's still close. And, with 30 games left, people can still get hurt. So you have things like load management, injuries. I don't like the fact that we got the 3rd game of a back-to-back, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Also, just so you know, the first back-to-back, we're at home, so we're good. At least we're not traveling nowhere. That's what I just looked at.
The first one?
I mean, like we're playing Golden State on the 7th. We're playing Chicago Bulls on the 8th.
But we're at home?
We're both at home.
Oh,
Both
and
games.
we're in California? That's not too bad. That's not too bad of a turnaround. That's just going to come down to fatigue from games, but not from travel, so that's not too bad. Danny, this last weekend was All-Star Weekend. Did you watch any of it?
I didn't. I missed it, honestly. I watched the dunk contest a little bit at work, but I missed the show on Sunday.
Okay. Well, let me just tell you. Derrick Jones Jr. versus Aaron Gordon in the finals for the dunk contest. Aaron Gordon got robbed. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me what happened. Just believe me when I tell you he got robbed. Dwayne Wade should not be allowed to judge another dunk contest. Also,
Damn, was it up to him?
Here's the thing. The difference was Dwayne Wade, I believe Chadwick Boseman, and Candace Parker.
First of all, does Chadwick Boseman know about dunking?
So let me tell you, that's my problem.
Okay.
The reason why I'm picking out Dwayne Wade is because Dwayne Wade should know.
Mm-hmm.
He should know.
Mm-hmm.
Chadwick Boseman shouldn't know. Also, shouldn't be a judge. I don't know why the fuck we have actors to be judges.
No idea.
No idea. Candace Parker, you're fucking dope. I like you. You're LA Spark. You brought 3 chips to the city. Fuck with it. Shouldn't be judging no dunk contest though.
Why?
She had dunking experience.
I think she does.
1 or 2. I can find more qualified candidates.
Okay.
And that's not a sexist thing. I'm not saying I should be a fucking judge for a dunk contest. I'm saying she shouldn't.
I feel you.
I'm saying I've seen a dunk contest before where the 5 judges was fucking. You got Jordan, Kobe. You got the fucking human highlight reel. I'm blanking on his real name. Old boy from Atlanta.
Vince Carter?
Dominique Wilkins.
Oh, I was like, what?
Not Vince Carter. But also Vince Carter might have been on that fucking panel.
Hey.
Anyways, my point is that all 5 judges for that dunk contest.
Wait, would you be mad if Vince Carter was on the panel?
No, not at all.
Okay. You
No.
hate him?
No, he should just retire. He should do something else.
Okay, he should be on the panel.
He should be doing something else is
Yeah,
my thing
okay,
about
okay,
Vince
okay.
Carter.
Uh-huh.
But what I'm saying is Dwayne Wade should not be allowed to do that again. And I know it's not that big of a deal because it's like at the end of the day, it's for the fans and watching dunk contests. But if you want the dunk contest to mean something, if you want your premier players to participate,
yeah, definitely.
then you can't be having people getting robbed at the dunk contest. Because why would a premier player want to go just to get robbed? Sure. Doesn't fucking make sense. But let's talk about the show. On Sunday, we had the All-Star game. The NBA tried a new format, and I loved it. First 3 quarters, every quarter was basically an individual game. But by the time the 4th quarter came around, all the points from the previous quarters were tallied up, and they set a target score. No clock. Whoever gets to that score first wins. Basically like a game of 21, but instead of 21, they played to 24. And that was only to honor Kobe. I like it because it brought out the intensity. It brought out the defense in everybody. And it made it the world's greatest pickup game, which is what it should be.
What it always should be, but it never is.
What it should be. What I didn't like was it tightened up the rotations. And it's like, well, this is the All-Star game. I want to see certain guys play. And a lot of people were complaining that on Team Giannis, Kyle Lowry was playing down the stretch instead of somebody like Trae Young, who was voted in as a starter. And somebody could say, well, you didn't see the charges that Kyle Lowry was taking. Yeah, I saw it. But also, if you put in Trae Young, he's hitting from deep. And Kyle Lowry's not doing that. And at the end of the day, there's no clock. We just have a certain score to get to.
So it's all, it's
and
really
Trae's going to help on the other side. So that can really go either way. There was a lot of fouls called because the defense intensity picked up. So there's going to be fouls. Mm-hmm. But what I don't like is the blurred line of, yeah, it's a foul, but this is an all-star game. So are we going to call it or not? The refs have to catch up to this new format.
And actually be aggressive on calls.
Because if this is how we're going to play, which I think they are because everybody really enjoyed it, then the refs need to...
Actually ref?
Yes, they can't just make all-star calls no more.
It's like, damn, I usually give this guy a call. What should I do? Fuck.
Yeah, it's like, I would use a perfect example. Kyle Lowry would have had 3 charges because he drew one on LeBron, but because it was the All-Star game, it was just a no call.
Oh, okay.
But in a real game, that's a charge 100%. But now that we're playing with it at this intensity, you have to make that call.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that all the players really cared. Everybody was super into it. Everybody was complaining. It looked like some guys were going to get technicals. And it's
I seen videos and I was like, what?
It's like at the All-Star game, we're getting technical. Like it was dope. It was dope. But with the fouls, you're going to have more free throws, which resulted in a game-winning free throw as opposed to a game-winning shot, which everybody wanted to see. But at the end of the day, you're going to go to the hoop because you know you're going to get fouled. So more than likely, I think we're going to see more game-winning free throws and game-winning shots.
Did you, some people didn't like that you could end the game on a free throw. What do you think about that?
I like it.
I mean, you decide games on a free throw, so to me, like,
but to me, it's because everybody wants the game-winning shot. What everybody wanted was for LeBron to dribble down, take a step back 3 over Giannis, and hit the game winner. That's what everybody wanted to see in their minds. That's what's gonna win the game, and I get it. But in reality, we have to call fouls, which is gonna result in free throws. It's just what it is.
Easy points,
and it's easy points.
Yeah.
So I like that. I had no problem with it at all. Some people were complaining that the first 3 quarters weren't like this. I don't mind it because even though you're getting the more intense game and, you know, people are glued to their TV screens, they want to watch it, you're not getting the highlight plays because everyone's taking it serious.
Yeah.
You need those highlight plays in the All-Star game, so I'm perfectly fine with the first 3 quarters being the way they were. I want to see the alley-oops. I want to see the reverse dunks. I want to see in between the legs passes and all that. That's the first 3 quarters. When we get to the 4th quarter,
you get serious.
Okay, let's tighten up and let's watch the world's greatest game for no time limit. You're just watching the game till somebody gets there. Yeah, so it's fucking dope. I really liked it, and I think they should keep it this way because it's a slippery slope once you start tinkering with things. I like it this way. Let's leave it like that.
No, I honestly completely agree. I wish I would have watched the game, but from what I've read, from what I've seen, it was just more intense, and that's what it's been like. All-Star games, they don't play defense, and it's just like.
Yeah, I would say this. If you didn't watch the game, I would advise watching that 4th quarter because it's going to be something you've never seen before.
That's dope.
Well, you know what? There's a couple games that were like that. Probably the 2011 All-Star game, the 2003 All-Star game. They were pretty good, too. They were like that. Danny, tomorrow night, we got a big event.
We do.
We got...
Saturday?
Tomorrow. Yes, correct. Oh, thank you for that. Sure. We got Deontay Wilder taking on Tyson Fury.
Yes.
For the second time.
For the second time.
Danny, you better tell me about it.
All right, boy. Look at this. Wilder, 42-0-1 with 42 KOs. I got
Sounds
Fury,
pretty good.
29-0-1 with 20 KOs. Prelims are going to be showed on ESPN. Fight will be exclusively streamed on pay-per-view. So if you got your cable provider, you got your
through
ESPN
who?
Plus. Through whomever. If you have ESPN Plus, you can buy it on your app. If you got Time Warner Cable,
Oh, it's not like Showtime or DAZN or nothing.
Nah, it's just pay-per-view. So
okay.
if you got the money, pay up. It's low-key kind of expensive. I think it was like $80.
Dude,
I
that shit
know.
has been going up.
I know. Like I was trying to plan it out at my house, and I was like, I'm gonna tell the homies, like, I got it. I'll pay for it. And then I looked, and I'm like, let me get like $10.
I got most of it.
I got $30 on it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'll just bring the rest. Yeah,
I feel it.
But very excited for this fight. Heavyweights. Wilder is a favorited -140. Fury is the underdog at +110. But it's almost basically a toss up. Honestly, it's a pick 'em. The over under for the fight is 10.5 rounds, which I personally feel like the under. Only reason is because I'm going for Wilder, and I don't know if you guys know, but my boy has hands.
He wins on knockouts.
He only wins on knockouts, and he's only won on knockouts. He's had 42 wins, and he's had 42 knockouts.
Yeah.
Sadly, his tie against Fury, he knocked him down twice, but it was a tie.
But he was losing the whole fight.
He was, and that's what I wanted to go back to. That whole fight, I had a conversation with friends, and one of my homies, one of my homies, shout out Everett Tareve.
Yo, what up, boy?
He told me that Wilder got robbed, and I was like, upon further inspection, false, because Tyson Fury was dominating him the whole fight, boxing him out, keeping him at distance, and Wilder could not land anything. Obviously, eventually he did, knocked him down once, cool, whatever. Second time, knocked him down, I thought was for good.
You thought that was it. It's ball game.
And then you heard the Undertaker bells, boom, and Fury got up.
I know.
And
dude.
I could not believe it.
The fucking metal, someone like that. Wow.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
That shit would have killed me.
Oh no.
That hit would have killed me.
No, yeah. Like my head would have came off my body.
100%.
Like my soul would have left. You know, like when
My soul would have been looking down at me.
like, you know, in
And
Doctor
he's like,
Strange,
what the
when
fuck
they
you get
hit
us into?
people and like their soul comes out,
Yeah.
like that's what happened to me.
Yep.
For definitely, yeah. And somehow he got up. He channeled the Undertaker. I don't know what happened, but he finished out the fight. Again, to me, Fury dominated so much that fight that yes, those two knockdowns made it close, but I still feel like he won.
Yeah.
I think obviously Wilder being the champion, the judges gave it to him a little bit. They gave him that little.
You would have been okay if they still gave him the loss. That's what you're saying?
If Fury would have won,
Yeah.
I would have been okay with it.
Okay.
I would have understood. Like I would have seen why people would be
yeah.
upset, but I was like, nah. The way Fury fought this fight, I felt like he dominated him.
Yeah.
So going forward to this fight coming up tomorrow, what's super interesting about this is that they're both coming in much more heavier than they were before. Wilder's at 231, which is 18.5 pounds more, and Fury's coming in at 273, which is 16.5 pounds more.
That's a big boy.
Big boy. What's okay? So usually when you talk about like weight, you talk about more punching power, right?
Right.
Someone like Fury isn't really a puncher. He's more of a boxer. He has knocked people out, but only because he likes to move around and he hits his spots. Someone like Wilder, it don't matter. He hits you once.
I mean, yeah, he was knocking people out at 200. Imagine
Yeah.
what he do at 231.
At 231, exactly. What I don't like about this is that it doesn't help Fury. I personally don't think it helps Fury because Fury is all about being on his feet, moving around, being quick. Because what you have to do, you gotta dodge those punches.
Right.
Him coming in heavier, I'm not sure if it's coming into his strategy that he's been saying that he's gonna knock Wilder out. But like, bro, Fury, stick to your game. Stick to your game. Outbox the dude and dodge his punches. You can get away with the win. Now that I know this info, I think that it's gonna affect his fight. He's gonna not move as quick, and honestly, I think he's gonna get caught with the left hook, with a right uppercut, and that might take his head off. Honestly, so I definitely do not see this fight going 12 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. It's hard to disagree with that. I want Tyson Fury to win just because I've seen him in a couple of interviews and he really seems like a likable guy. He seems like a guy I could hang out with.
Yeah.
But I think Wilder's going to win.
Definitely. What's really cool about this is that
What's really cool about this.
cool. Do I
Really?
sound like a nerd?
I mean, it wasn't just cool. It was really cool.
Is that obviously Deontay Wilder's the WBC heavyweight champion, but Tyson Fury is the lineal heavyweight champion.
Uh-huh.
And what that means is that he beat the man who beat the man.
Yep.
So you can go down, I think, almost 100 years to the heavyweight champions. If this happens, whomever would win would become obviously the lineal and the heavyweight champion. They could go on and fight Anthony Joshua, and then whoever would win there would become the undisputed heavyweight champion, which is super super dope. We haven't seen that since I think '99 with Lennox Lewis, which would be a super 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 dope thing to happen. But obviously that's if Anthony Joshua doesn't want to duck no fades.
You know what, Danny? You're right. That was really cool.
It was. Thank you.
But also shout out my boy Anthony Joshua. Back on track, baby. Right where we need to be.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Oh, are you drunk?
Yep. That's the sign. That's the bell that says it's time to end the fucking show.
We gotta go.
So we gotta get the fuck up out of here, man. Once again, before we go, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Like I said at the top of the show, we really appreciate you guys. But please do not forget to like, subscribe, share, do whatever it is you have to do.
Anything.
Send a letter to your mama. If times are tough
Light
and
a
you can't
fire.
afford a stamp, send a pigeon.
Yeah.
Send some
Raven.
smoke signals.
Yeah, everything.
Buy a
Morse
dragon.
code.
Whatever the fuck it is you got to do,
Fuck it.
man.
Fuck
You ever
it.
seen the movie Balto? He could probably deliver some shit.
Hey, the homie could definitely deliver some shit.
He could, huh?
He
Balto is
could.
a good ass movie.
Yeah.
That's a good throwback for your ass. But yes, thank you guys. Thank you for the continued support. We really appreciate it. Had fun doing another episode. And like I said, we've been going this long without missing a fucking week, putting out content, putting out an episode. So you already know what the fuck that means. Catch us next week for another episode. Guaranteed.
Deuces.